Today I'm doing part 5 of the sewing course, the beginner sewing course, part 5 of it, where I will show another technique of dealing with the edges of a fabric, right? And this technique is called the flat felt seam, and you see this a lot on pants, especially jeans. Here I have a pair of jeans, right? And the flat seam is usually on the crotch area. I will turn it, the back of the pants. This is the back of the pants. This is a flat felt seam. It happens a lot on your pants. Yeah, can you see? There will be 2 lines of sewing seam on the outside. 2 lines of sewing here. Right? There is the flat felt seam. So it is very simple. This seam can be done without an overlock. It's just by sewing the straight stitch using the regular presser foot, and you can do the flat felt seam. So, and with having shown this flat felt seam, the project for part 5 is to make a pair of shorts. This is a pair of shorts, and we will use the flat felt seam to join all the sides. So this is also, because I'm using not a contrasting thread, I'm using a flat felt seam here to join the crotch area, and also the sides of the pants here. So the whole shorts can be made without any serger or overlock machine. So we will be able to make these shorts for part 5 of the beginner sewing course, right? So let me show you how to do the flat felt seam first, and then we will move on to the project. So I will have to adjust the camera and then come back. I'm back to do the flat felt seam with you today here, and let's see whether I can show it better in terms of the angle. Okay, so we need to align the right side of the fabric, and the right side is the other way, right? So we're going to wrap one seam with one piece. So that's how we're going to wrap. So we're going to wrap it with a 1/4 inch. If you need to go to the iron to iron, it will be good. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do here. If you iron this way. So I'm going to just pin it to show you. Okay, so basically I'm wrapping one edge with one this way, just a 1/4 inch, about a 1/4 inch, or slightly more than a 1/4 inch. Okay, make sure that it is wrapped. And ironing is the best thing to do, but I'm trying to show you what I'm doing here. So you're going to have a cotton fabric, and when you iron down, this is what you will get. To wrap, again it is 2 fabrics. Wrap one with a 1/4 inch allowance this way. Then I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and for this seam you only need the regular presser foot, and just sew a straight line, and you'll be able to do this flat felt seam. So I'm putting my needle nearer to this edge. Okay, you will see why I do that. I'm going to reverse sew. Reaching my next pin, remove the pin. Next pin, I remove the pin. Reaching my next pin. Reaching the last pin. So I'm at the end and I'm going to do a reverse sew. So cut off a lot of thread here. So this is the first line sewing. Basically I have wrapped the seam around the second one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, right? There's two fabrics here, so I'm going to open it up and I'm going to have this. So this is the right side. So then I'm going to sew one more. So if there are a lot of this what do you call this fraying sides, we have to cut it off, otherwise it will be jutting out. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to turn it over here and I'm going to sew one more line down this side. That's why you have a double line on your outside, right? So this is where you're going to sew. Okay, so here, sew down. I'm using a contrasting thread so that it's easier for y'all to see. So when I'm sewing, I make sure I'm pushing both sides out. See, this side and this side, I will stretch it to put it out so that none will be caught in between, and then this down. So this one will require a bit of managing your fabric, and I recommend that you practice this a few times before you actually do your project, which is making the shorts, right? So I recommend that you practice this. Once you have done it, cut it off and do another piece another time, right? So I'm doing a reverse sew at the beginning, and you see that I am pushing both the fabric aside, and then this one have to go down so that I will sew. Okay, I need to stop and manage it one more time. My hand is not blocking the camera so that you can see. I'm reaching the end and I'm going to do a reverse sew. Okay, let's have a look at our flat felt seam. So you will have a double line on the right side. So this is the flat felt seam is quite a tongue food. 2 line sewing shown on the right side. On the inside, it will look like this, just 1 line sewing. So it actually, if you want this 1 line sewing on the outside, also can. So actually both sides can be, if you want the detail, the 2 line sewing detail outside, you start by starting wrapping time, you wrap it on the right side. So if you want the wrong side to have double sewing and the right side only 1 line sewing like this, then you start off by folding the fabric from the wrong side. So I suggest that you, after you practice this, cut it off and do one more time. Cut away both sides, right? Cut here like that, cut it off, and then you will have 2 raw edges again, and do another time. Practice a few times handling the fabric, and you'll be able to get this flat felt seam. So this seam, you again can sew the whole garment without any overlock or serger machine. So this is the third, I think it's the 4th technique. Because the first technique I was showing was the double fold seam, and then I earlier on showed you in part 4 the overcast stitch, and then I also show you the French seam, and this is the next technique that I'm showing of how to handle your seam. And with this technique that you have acquired, we're going to make the shorts